up, guys? It's your boy Alex, and we are back with another reaction video today. And this is another reaction request from my good buddy Storm Shadow. Apparently, he wants me to react to Animat's review of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I mean, it's kind of appropriate since we might be getting the first official trailer for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 by the end of July. Hopefully by the end of July, because it's supposed to come out December of this year. So I'm excited for it. I'm very excited. I can't even talk because I'm like super excited. So I'm not gonna do any special intro for this. We're just gonna jump straight into the video so I don't get tongue-tied, because that always happens when I do like a fun little intro for something that I'm super excited for. All right, we are ready to get this started. So yeah, had to clear my throat and I just shook my desk for no reason. But yeah, no special intro. We're just going to jump straight into this video. I don't know if he's going to have the same feelings about this movie like he did with the first film. I mean, I'll probably give like my own like personal opinion, because I've already talked about like, well, I haven't done like an official like, you know, review / thoughts on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I remember doing one for the first movie back on my older videos, but I kind of stopped doing reviews. I've saved them for like TikTok, and I forgot to do the intro before I was doing it. Oh my gosh, I feel so stupid.
Would eventually become a cinematic sensation. Of course, everyone knows him as the poster boy of Sega and was once Mario's biggest rival.
Oh yeah.
His jump to the big screen was undeniably an adventure equally as memorable as some of his best games. At first,
I kind of wish they kept that line in the movie, because it's definitely, oh yeah, Sonic's first design.
Meow.
Oh, jeez. If y'all saw the Chip and Dale movie, and you saw that they put that Sonic design in the movie and called him Ugly Sonic, yeah.
Before the pandemic took over and became part of a new era of movies based on video games that might actually be worth watching. Oh, crap.
Honestly, I kind of liked the Uncharted movie.
Back in early
Considering, like, I didn't really follow along with a lot of the storyline for Uncharted, but I loved the movie itself. And I think we're getting some lags here, people. I don't know why.
That I thought was really good, like the CG and Sonic's look is fantastic. The action scenes are amazing, and Jim Carrey going back to doing what he does best.
Oh, just stop, Jim.
Because I've seen so many of these kinds of movies, but it's hard for me to not look past the recycled tropes and the tiresome plotline that ultimately makes this a rather generic family flick about an average guy who teams up with a title supernatural creature and forms a bond with it, while also gets tangled up in his mess with humor that is usually a hit and miss. It doesn't help.
Oh, jeez, just I forgot about that.
If you take Hop, but switch the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, there was a lot of people that compared it to the movie Hop, which it had no comparison whatsoever.
I'm not calling this a bad movie at all. In fact, I actually do understand why it does have the fan base.
All right, let me clean my glasses while he's talking.
Well, this is a film adaptation of Sonic the Hedgehog. It's just that I personally find that while it is entertaining, it's just not really a great movie. I think in my review...
yeah, I remember when he said that.
10, you know, it was just passable. In fact, I'll just say this, like, get that out of the way, that my hot take with Sonic the Hedgehog is that I personally prefer Detective Pikachu over Sonic, because at least with Detective Pikachu, that is able to stand out more with the way that it nails its world building with how they brought the world of Pokemon to life. But either way, it doesn't really matter what I personally think about Sonic the Hedgehog or anything like that.
Personal opinions from critics, it's always something that like people want to listen to. So it's good to have like your own like personal criticisms.
I'm not gonna lie, even if I didn't view the first film highly, I was pretty hyped for the sequel, because it looked like they were going to emphasize more of the predecessor really enjoyable. More time with Sonic, more time with more of the games, now with the Master Emerald in play. more time with Jim Carrey's chaotic.
Yeah, he does.
And more action-packed moments for Sonic.
Give me 1 second. Oh, gosh. Oh, my gosh. I hate it when it does that. I really hate this allergy season, man. But sorry about that. I had to refix the, recording system because apparently the encoding is bad. And it's just bad lag that's been happening this whole entire time. It's just been the worst. So I apologize. I may have to try and upload this video tomorrow if I'm not, still feeling bad today, because I really hate this. Heat wave we had. It's just given a bad allergy season, and it's the worst. Let's just get this over with. Let's just try to get this over with as best as we can.
On trying to tell a story and shows a series of crazy events that ultimately lead to the big battle at the end. In fact, a good amount of the moments in the film just spontaneously happen with little to no explanation. Almost like the movie was making things up on the spot in order to find new obstacles for Sonic and Tails to get themselves in.
Some really great... They did a really good job on the visual effects for this sequel.
A lot of these would most likely be spoilers, and even if I do explain them, they're the kind that you would not expect to happen in this film, let alone from something out of Sonic. In fact, it's pretty rare for the movie to take a minute to give any context to what's going on.
Ooh, I forgot how dope that looked.
The goal of getting the Master Emerald or the CG characters. The rest is just a bunch of cliched moments that just tell its audience to just roll with it, regardless if it's even necessary to include to the picture.
Oh boy.
And because of that attitude throughout the entire film, it honestly makes it one of the stupidest features in recent years. And you know what? That is the key to what makes this movie great.
And that's one of the reasons why I loved that they made Sonic so smart alecky and cocky in this movie. In the first two movies, he pretty much was like that. I probably should read what I was saying before, my nose got fully stuffed up. I managed to fix the lag, so hopefully it doesn't happen for the rest of the video, and however it works now for everything that I'm trying to do with this new system that I'm recording with. And something like that. And I might change the ways how I do, my intro videos as well. Without, forgetting the count all the time, because I always do that.
Very well that it's stupid, and chooses to fully embrace it. It's almost like it's aware that it doesn't have the talent to tell a solid 2-hour story. So instead of trying like before, where it results in feeling a bit generically forgettable, it throws any structure out the window just to prioritize having fun. Let's be honest.
Crazy thing is, they made this movie way more epic than it needed to be.
And a flying fox with 2 tails who destroy robots is a ridiculous idea. As much as I may get backlash over saying this, Sonic is not a franchise that should be taken too seriously. The whole purpose for the franchise, whether it be from the games or from the movies, is about whatever people consume from it, they are having fun.
Bringing Jim Carrey back as Robotnik.
Beautifully. It's like if it's channeling Jim Carrey's manic energy and uses that to set the mood, which is how the tone is also what makes this very engaging. It's aware that the scenes are already absurd as is, but instead of trying to make sense of them for the sake of
you can hear the garbage truck outside right now.
What else they can do in order to get even more.
Or it could be one of the school buses that passes by many, many times.
Does the mood feel corporately manufactured where they have to include
sorry, I had to skip past that because it was a sponsor for the video. There's been a lot of sponsors for recent videos lately, and yeah, they can get kind of annoying, but nowhere is that more prominent than SML. I will tell you that right now. Oh my gosh. Anyway, honestly, there's some things I can kind of agree with him on this. Script-wise, because he was talking about the script not being the best. I'm kind of going to have to disagree a little bit on that, because, well, I'll talk about it at the end of the video.
Any other movie, the tone makes it excusable and even turn that into a positive. With this kind of writing, it's kind of expected that they would have these tropes. So the execution makes the most out of them and fill them with some of the cheesiest humor to the point where they're turning the movie into the 1993 cartoon series.
Oh boy, why'd you have to bring that up?
Then at least make what you're offering enjoyable, and that is exactly what it managed to accomplish.
You're no match for me. I've been training for this my entire life.
And I have no training at all, yet here I am ahead of you. That's gotta be embarrassing.
Yeah.
I will say that my one criticism with this is that it does happen when the running time does take a bit of a toll, since this is technically over 2 hours long.
Ooh.
Can be, there are times when the continuous wacky nature and weird surprises can feel
Again, like the action for this movie is like really, really good.
would have been solved if it just cut off.
This is definitely a sequel where they amped up the action a lot.
That did get excited for the credits to roll just so that I can have a moment to breathe.
Sorry, when I see that, all I just think about is like, you know, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure with the. I'm sorry, I had to.
So bad it's good movie. I mean, sure, there are ways that you can enjoy this in the same style that you would with a so bad it's good movie. And yeah, I do have some problems with it. Like, I do think that, well, the script is not really all that great, but that doesn't mean that I think this movie is bad in any way, shape, or form. Far from that, actually. Now, you remember what I said before in regards to possibly taking notes about the problems with the first movie so that they could go and improve upon that here?
Had a bit of phlegm there for a second. Oh my gosh.
That way with Sonic the Hedgehog 2, where they listened to what is it that they liked and disliked about the first, and they certainly gave less about what people didn't like from before, and they gave us so much more of what made the first movie really enjoyable.
Oh, they did.
As nonsensical as this can be, the one thing that it stays consistent is how it does try to care.
And honestly, I could give out like my own personal opinion about this real quick, but the story in this movie is actually 10 times better than what was given in the first movie. Whereas, like, that one was a road trip kind of like action comedy movie. This one just feels legit like a bigger, like, action story that actually has a bit more from the lore of the games.
The better and more immersive it is, because it allows the feature to really play with its creativity and doesn't need to rely on that crutch of the having the supernatural creature be on Earth trope. It gives the team
it's that good.
And the audience time to indulge on the fantastical elements so that we can learn more about Sonic and where he's from. It's a lot more interesting for us to experience his world than it is to see Sonic experience ours. Also, it goes without saying that the visual effects are absolutely stunning. Considering that this requires more than just Sonic, Eggman's robots, and the other typical CG setups like the real-world backgrounds, the team really outdid themselves to play a lot with the characters and their unique abilities. Not to mention how some of the environments, especially
that temple looked so good.
Beautifully detailed, where
it was at this point in the movie I was like, okay, the story's starting to get like 10 times better than the first movie.
But the true crowning achievement of the movie and its visuals is the action scenes. All jam-packed with many amazing and intense moments that can easily get its viewers on the edge of their seats. Rather it be the fights with Sonic and Knuckles, the chases to escape Eggman's wrath, or that major climax, it knows how to keep the pace high in order to have the experience be exciting, especially with its
I actually wonder if he's going to talk about that final fight with Sonic and Eggman. Oh, yeah. Oh, dang. Knuckles got some dang, like, strongman strength right there. Oh my gosh. Maybe they should have changed the questionable face that Sonic has right now with that strong grip of Knuckles. Okay, I'm not even gonna, like, go in that direction. But yeah. Like I said, the action in this movie is, like, so good. It's honestly better than the first movie. And don't get me wrong, the action in the first movie is really fun, but the action in this is just 10 times better. The fights between, like, Sonic and Knuckles are, like, the best parts of the movie. It's such a great fight between those two. And, honestly, the two of them kind of like work off each other like really well. It's due to the talented voices of like both Ben Schwartz and Idris Elba. And I gotta say, they had a good pick for Knuckles in this movie.
Crazy tone to work so well. It's because it's noticeable that the
Yeah, like right there, he's showing shots of Idris Elba. It's really great. He had one of the best lines in the movie too. Do I look like I need your power?
But like I said, the whole feeling of the movie channels his acting. So I'd argue that there can be some moments that can
We didn't need that shot again. I swear I can't stop looking at like Jim Carrey's like Eggman mustache.
But the true standout stars of the film are the voices of the otherworldly characters, including Ben Schwartz as Sonic, Idris Elba as Knuckles, and Pauline O'Shaughnessy maintaining...
Yeah, the current voice for Tails in the games and in some of the later cartoons. Well, 3D animated cartoons if you want to be correct.
Charismatic wisecracker that wants to be a hero. Tails is the tech expert that is also a big fan of Sonic, and Knuckles is the more brawn than brain that is committed to finding the Master Emerald. As it is primarily about them,
oh, I forgot about this scene where they're in the bar. I think I remember they went to Russia or something.
Typical morals about when it's the right time to be a hero and how it's best to be a team instead of being alone.
Well, that just happened.
Characters have with each other does work where the actors' performances do help to solidify its emotional core.
Trust me, there will come a moment when your powers will be needed. But you don't choose that moment. That moment chooses you.
I just got goosebumps.
I also want to add that some live actors also did pretty well. Of course, you got James Marsden being Sonic's straight man as Donut Lord, and Lee Majdoub having a crush on Robotnik as Agent Stone. But there are also a few pleasant surprises, like Tika Sumpter having more to work with as Maddie, and Natasha Rothwell as Rachel, who probably...
I mean, to be fair, the subplot with, you know, Donut Lord and his family and the whole marriage on the island everywhere, I feel like that honestly could have been, like, left out of the movie as much. Like, it could have just been, like, a whole random, like, subplot for, like, a couple scenes. Did not have to be, like, the main focus, which thankfully was not the main focus. I did love the sister character a bit more than I did in the first movie, but still, glad they were not the main focus.
A little bit messy, per se. However, I cannot deny that when I was watching it on the big screen, like when I went to theaters watching Sonic the Hedgehog 2, I had an absolute blast. I had a wonderful time watching it. So much so that I was able to go and look past some of the problematic elements and just indulge in whatever craziness it wants to go and offer me. And at that point, if that is able to give me a lot of entertainment and to come out with a smile at the end of all of it, then it must have done something right. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is one of the stupidest and craziest movies in recent years.
Yeah, a lot of the stuff that they take from the lore, well, not all of it from the lore, specifically with, like, Knuckles when he was first introduced, a lot of it's really great.
Than it should be. But what makes this movie work is that you could tell that everyone making this had fun. The actors all had fun with their performances. The filmmakers all had fun when producing this. And the visual effects artists all had fun bringing this to life. And as a result, the audience has fun when watching it and doesn't have that sour sense of...
I guess he's not really going to talk about, like, the final scene. I guess it makes sense with, like, you know, not wanting to give spoilers when he made this video. But it's way past that, so I think spoilers are fine.
That defines a fun-filled experience. Regardless of what you think of Sonic, rather if you're a big fan of the games or not that familiar with him, this is worth checking out.
Oh yeah, especially with the introduction with the Chaos Emeralds, which are very, very small. I'll talk about that at the end.
A 7.5 out of 10.
Okay, not a bad score.
I've seen, but definitely one of the most enjoyable ones I've experienced.
All right, there you have it, guys. That was my reaction to Animat's review on Sonic the Hedgehog 2. There were some things I definitely agreed with him, but I would probably disagree with him on, like, the whole script aspect. While a lot of the comedy doesn't really work as much, it works more with both Jim Carrey, Knuckles, and Sonic. A little bit with Tails, too, honestly. The story itself is really great. Like I said, 10 times better than the first movie story. The action is 10 times better. I will agree on some things, like, again, the comedy kind of doesn't work that much. I definitely feel like this whole subplot with Donut Lord and his family, like, with the sister getting married in a different place, I feel like they could have maybe been, like, 1 or 2 scenes, and it could have been left out of the movie entirely. It definitely felt like the main focus was on Sonic and his story and the Master Emerald and all that. And the fact that he did not talk about the final part of that movie, it's understandable. You didn't want to, like, have any spoilers for, like, anyone who hasn't watched the movie yet. But it's already past that now, so yeah, that final part, the final fight in the movie was so great. Especially them, what surprised me more was them getting to introduce Super Sonic in the movie, which looked incredible. I will say, I don't like the fact that the Chaos Emeralds were, like, very small compared to, like, the Master Emerald, which is kind of sad because the Chaos Emeralds, they're pretty much the same size as, like, a gemstone. So I don't know why they decided to make them, like, very small in the movie, which, if anyone has a reason why they made them so small in the movie, let me know in the comment section down below, and I will see if I can understand that a bit more. Anyway, with that being said, thank you all for watching this video. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click that notification bell to never miss a video. And guys, be on the lookout for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, the trailer for that coming out. I'm so excited. Hopefully they bring Super Sonic back for that. Now that I think about it, what if we got a Super Sonic versus Super Shadow battle in that movie? That would look so great. Anyways, I will see all you awesome guys and gals later. Bye-bye!